Hello, guys. This is your fellow tree. So, today, you know what I'm gonna do. Yes. Tremors. What if deku had a quirk? I'm not gonna say that yet. So, first, no spoilers. Watch the movie Tremors first because it's not gonna make sense if you haven't seen it. So, okay, now I'm gonna show you. Welcome to What If Deku wasn't. No. What if Deku had the quirk graboid? Yes. I'm gonna make it graboid quirk. I don't want him to put in that scenario. Come on, he's a cinnamon roll. How am I supposed to do that to him? I don't want to do that to him. I feel so bad. I hate when that happens. I hate the betrayals, but I still love him somehow. I hate him because how are they gonna do that to a cinnamon roll? So yes, we now start at Deku when he's in the age of 4. He was found out that he was quirkless. Yes, I changed my mind and now I'm gonna put him as his power. When he was found quirkless, her mother. What did I say that I hate when I do that to him? Yes, you know what I'm gonna do next. His mother, in his mind, says, "That little brat, worth for nothing during an accident." And immediately Izuku starts to cry, and Inko says, "Well, okay, doctor, we will go outside." And doctor in his mind says, "Oh no, please, take care, boy." And immediately they go outside. When they go outside, Inko goes to a park, to the forest. When she goes to the forest, drops off Izuku and says, "Get off, you little brat!" Push him out of the car. Izuku starts crying away and says, "Mommy, why are you doing this?" And Inko says, "Because you're useless and quirkless." And starts driving off, and Izuku starts crying while running to the forest. And no, I'm not gonna let him die. So, yes. He gets to the forest, he sees an egg, a weird egg that's covered by a little bit of dirt. You know what egg it is? If you haven't seen the movie, just go watch it. I think it's the third Tremors movie, I think. Well, it's in the Cowboys one. Then in that place they explain what happened. So yes, you have to follow them in order because it's not gonna make sense. So yeah. After that, Deku begins to eat the egg because he was hungry. Yes, he was hangry. So when he eats the egg, he feels something going through his veins, and his body starts to burn. No, not burning, like burn inside. And he's saying, no, he's crying and screaming out of pain. After that, it all stops, and he begins to lose his limbs one by one, and begins to transform into, you know what it is if you haven't seen the movie, a graboid. If you don't know what's a graboid, go watch the movie, or I will have to explain it, or just look it up. Well, then I have to say it anyways because you won't listen to me. A graboid is a different type of species that's been there since the start of the world. Yes, that all it is. Since the sea was created, since the first animal was created. Yes. So after that, please tell me you know what it is. And you know what it does. Like its evolutions and all that stuff. So yes, he has the 3 evolutions. And you know what it is. I won't explain it because I'm tired. So yeah. He begins to transform into a graboid. And when that happens, he loses his eyesight. And he begins to say, where am I? Why is it pitch black? And immediately a person appears. And you know who it is. Yes, the I don't know why, but that's my favorite person from Tremors. The guy that has a lot of guns and has a wife with no, yes. A guy that has his wife with a ton of guns, a bunker, a literally bunker that has a bunch of guns, grenades, MREs, prepare for the apocalypse. If you know who am I talking to, yes, you know. So yes, immediately he appears and says, well, it seems that you have appeared to eating a graboid egg. And Izuku says, who are you? Then he begins to say, my name is... I forgot his name. So sorry. My name is... Question mark. Sorry. And so Izuku begins to say, I don't know you. And, oh, I forgot that I died a long time ago, and the graboids went extinct. But it seems you, boy, have found a dormant egg. The last dormant egg of a graboid. So you're the last graboid that exists in this world. And when he says that, and Izuku says, what were you saying? And he begins to explain what the graboids are and what happened to them. By the way, I know they said like they have a reserve for the graboids, but let's just say that reserve got a little out of hand and they had to nuke the place. So yes, they're all dead, and only one egg stands clear. Yes, you know where it is, in Japan. Yes. And you know what happened to Izuku and the egg. So yeah. So, and begins to like say, wow, those must be really dangerous if that took a lot of power. And the other guy begins to say, well, not really, because it was really easy to kill all of them. It only takes a grenade and a pistol, as long as you hit them in the right spot. In the pick is metal, like metal. You can't pierce it unless you have metal piercing rounds. And Izuku begins to learning what guns to use in order to kill the graboids, in case if there's more eggs. In case, in which will never happen. But just in case, just to be prepared. So after he learns all the guns and where the guns that he left for the next generation, he begins to like say, but how am I gonna see? I can't see now. And the guy begins to say, well, that's your problem. Nah, I'm just kidding. Well, you can sense the surroundings. Sorry guys, that was my food. So yes, I have my food and they did call me, so yes. Now, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, you can sense the surroundings around you and hunt for food. And Deku begins to sense a deer nearby and a hunter. Yes, I'm gonna make someone die. Just tell me in the comments if you want a villain Deku or just a hero Deku. You know what? No, I'm gonna make a vigilante. No, yes, a villain Deku. So I don't care what you say. I'm gonna make it. So after he sees a deer and senses, he goes after the hunter. Well, even though he's small, he can still kill him. And the hunter sees like this trail that's beginning to go after him. And like he begins to point it at the trail. and begins to shoot it. And since Deku is a small little graboid, he's weak to bullets. So he managed to hit him. Barely hit him. Like in this side. He managed to like hit him, yes. And he's immediately Deku jumps out of the ground and hits his face. And yes, it's the last evolution from the African one. Yes, the African one. The most dangerous graboids. I'm gonna make the last evolution. Yes, grab the last graboids evolution. So yes, I'm gonna use that one. And the hunter begins screaming and screaming until he finally dies. But the deer escaped. So Deku begins to eat the hunter. And the only things that are left is nothing. Nothing. Because Deku dragged his body down to the earth so they won't find it. So he was reported missing, and heroes began to investigate the area. And yes, Deku began eating the heroes. So we time skip 11 years later, when the entrance exams start. Deku begins to decision on going to the city. When he goes to the city, oh, and by the way, yes, I'm gonna make the graboid go through metal. Yes, everything now, because that thing weak. It's weak against that. Come on. So yes, that's what I'm gonna do. No weaknesses, only bombs can hurt him. Bullets. So, yeah. And yes, he can transform back to a human, but he don't care. And also can evolve, but it hurts him every time he evolves. So yes, he goes to the city as the dog form. Yes, the one that has 2 legs and senses heat. He goes there, and a villain spots him and says, "What the hell are you? What quirk is that?" And immediately Deku begins attacking the villain, ripping every part of him apart, only leaving a puddle of blood and gore. Yes, that's how lethal he is now. So yeah. After that, Deku begins running from the place, and a hero goes there and sees the gore of a villain. So yes, I mean the audience of a villain. So of what's left of a villain, and immediately the hero begins to puke and says, "What kind of monster could have done this?" And pukes more and calls for backup. The police that arrives takes the body, investigates it, and sees that there's DNA of some mysterious creature. Sorry. And that I'm tired. And that he's been eaten from every part from his body, ripped away from his flesh, ripped his own bones out. And yeah, that's what happened to him. And the police says, it seems this is a quirk. And the heroes begin to say, no way, Sherlock. You think? And immediately the heroes begin to say, well, maybe a quirk, because this is a new type of creature. That's never been found. And the heroes begin to say, what? So it's danger, right? And the police officer says yes. And the heroes begin to be worried of what can do that. So yes, go to Izuku. He's at the overhaul base. Yes, there. And he finds overhaul. And when he finds out that he can make a giant creature, he immediately turns into the giant into the flying one. It begins to burning the creature. Yes, you know how it works. So yes, begins to burn him and eat him. Like first ripping apart the part of the flesh that was keeping him safe. After that, burning him alive. And so the heroes saw that, saw like a flying creature burning someone alive. No, burning something bigger than it. And they didn't know it was overhaul. So yes, and he was like burned to the point like it's unrecognizable, like it's impossible to know it's him. No, to the point until he turned into ashes. That's how OP I'm gonna put him. So yes. After Overhaul turns into ashes, Nico begins flying again to the base because he sends a little girl. Begins running to the little girl and he transforms into a human and says, Don't worry, kid. I'm here to save you." And Harry begins to say, "Really?" Scared. And Nico says, "Yes, I'm here to rescue you." Grabs Harry's hands, puts his hand out. Harry grabs the sand and Nico puts her in his back and says, "Well, time to go. Time to go." And after they get outside, and Nico says, "Well, do you know where your parents live?" And Harry begins to cry and says, "I don't have parents." And Nico begins to I should have tortured him. And after that, he begins to transform into a flying one. And yes, he can speak in his form and says, "Get up, Harry." And Harry begins to say, Is that your quirk?" And Nico says, "Yes." Because there's nothing that can be expected from that. And by the way, how he turned into that, it's because the graboids can evolve to such a point in which they need to survive. So that's why that egg was dormant, because it needed a host. Because the egg wasn't a normal egg, it was a king graboid egg. Like the African egg. Yes, that egg. And so, in order to survive, the egg adapted itself to be like a devil fruit. When in consumption, it will give you a power. So yeah, my mind freezes every time I say power. I don't know why. So yeah. After that, Deku begins to fly around the city. Some heroes notice and try to get him, but he's so fast, even faster than Hawks. Somehow, and All Might somehow. So no, yes, he didn't even get to his fastest speed, and All Might and Hawks couldn't even catch to him. Literally, no speedster quirk could have catch him. He tried, but it was impossible. He was in his lowered speed. That's how fast they are. Well, I'm gonna make him super OP. And so when Deku begins to go to the forest, and yes, that's his base. He, in all those years, he has built a giant place, a mansion. And I'm gonna say he has giant claws in his feet, and his wings are sharp as knives. No, are super sharp. They can cut through metal like butter. Yes, so he's super strong, super OP, and that's his OPest form. And if he dies, he can put an egg. He can put an egg, and if he dies, he has to restart. I know that doesn't work. That's not how it works, but I don't care. It's my story and my rules, like Aizawa says. So yes. After that, Deku begins to enter the place, and he sparkles with joy because she finally has a place to stay in and to call home. And by the way, I'm gonna say, like, in all those years, Deku found Mineta and killed him. Because I know girls hate Mineta, so I'm sorry, Mineta, I'm gonna kill you. So yeah, I killed Mineta. Because I may take his place. But for now, Shinso will take the place of Mineta. Yes. Yes! No, yes! I got a better idea. Remember the guy that I told you? The guy that has, like, a that has a ton of guns and he's prepared for the apocalypse. He has like a family tree passed down to generations, and I'm gonna say like one of his sons managed to get into UA, and just guess what quirky she has or he. I'm gonna make it a she. So yeah, his quirk. I mean, her quirk is guns. So she can not create, like make one part of her body into a gun, literally. Every gun that exists, literally. No, that her family has gathered. And they have every gun, every weapon that existed. So yeah. When she gets into UA, she's being treated like a weird person because she's a big fanatic of guns. No, you know what? No, I'm gonna make her on the support class. So yeah, since Shinso is gonna stay in class 1A, she's gonna be in the support class. And I'm gonna say like she's better than Snipe and so on. When she hears about the rumors about a flying thing that has a peak, immediately she like gets an instinct and says, "Sir, I'm trying to get his girly voice. You know what? Forget it. Sir, that thing ain't a normal creature. That thing can kill you. No, can even kill All Might with one bite." And all the hero says, "What?" And immediately she begins to explain what the creature is. It says, and the hero begins to be scared of the creature and says, "How are we supposed to fight against these things?" And she begins to say, "Well, only one way." Creates a minigun from her hand and points to the sky. Weapons, guns, and remember, their skin is tough, so we don't need normal bullets. We need penetration bullets in order to kill that thing. And if we don't have them, we need grenades and throw it inside them, because it won't work if it's outside. It can go through the ground, up to the sky, and walk. So yeah, the first evolution is powerful, but the second is weaker and powerful, more powerful than the first one, because the second one has no armor, while the first one has speed and armor. But its weakness is that if we stay in the ground, steady, and don't move, we're gonna survive. And if they can't penetrate metal, that's what she thinks. She thinks of that. Immediately, graboid bursts through the concrete ground, eating a hero in the process, and going back down. And says, "Oh no! What? They evolved! Dang it, we were out of time!" And the hero begins to say, "What? No! That was our only help! No!" And the Cementos begins to make the thickest concrete wall he can make and floor. But that ain't gonna stop him. He burst through the wall and eats another hero. And immediately Miracle kicks him through the wall, and immediately Izuku begins aiming at Miracle. Yes, I'm a fanatic of MHA, so yes. And begins to like try to attacking her, but Miracle begins to kick him, and he begins to be bored, like really bored. He was doing that because of fun. That's how a maniac works. So yes. After that, like after like after that, like Ishikumi is going away, leaving a trail behind him without even noticing. Like, and the heroes begin to say, let's follow him. We can know where he lives and where he puts his eggs so he cannot make more." And the girl begins to say, "Good idea, so we can kill him. I made my first grenade launcher." And the drawback of her quirk is sanity. And you know his, I mean, his craziness. And you know his family doesn't have any, like, any normal stuff. Like, they lose, like, something in their mind every time they're born. Like, they lose something. And they begin, like, being maniacs of guns. So, her quirk is OP. He doesn't have any drawbacks, so yes. So when they follow Deku, they begin seeing a wooden house and see that the trail begins to fade away, and the door, like, and the door doesn't have a lock. Yeah, nothing in it. Like, it's not destroyed from the graboid. So Deku is coming out and saying, "Oh, heroes, what are you doing in my house?" I begin to say, "Sir, we are looking for a dangerous beast." And they're going to say, "Oh, did they find out?" He's saying that in his mind. And the heroes begin to say, "Do you know where it is?" And they begin to say, "Phew, they didn't know." And the heroes, he was like whispering, like, "Phew, they didn't know." Like whispering that. And the hero say, "What do you say?" And she says, "Nothing, nothing." And "I haven't seen nothing." The hero says, "Well, how didn't you see? There's a trail that leads to your house." And Deku whispers, "Dang it, I forgot about that." And the heroes hear that and says, "What do you mean forgot about that?" And Deku says, "Well, I'm sorry. Don't worry, I didn't kill your heroes. I only injured them. Don't worry, they're still alive. I wanted to play with you." And they put in, where did they put them again? Oh yeah, just check under the place that attacked you, like under the place that you made the concrete walls and floor. So they're still alive. They're just in a cave. I spit them out before my virus could kill them. And she begins to say, I forgot about that." And he says, "Oh, you must be her grandson." And she begins to say, "Whose grandson?" And they begins to explain who he talked to. And she says, "Wow, I can't believe my grandpa did that. Wow, that's amazing. And I can't believe you're the last one." And Chico says, "Yeah. And I'm a vigilante. Yes, I changed my mind again. I'm gonna put him as a vigilante." So yes. No, a hero. I'm here, a hero again. Yes, a hero. And the heroes, I mean, Nesu comes out of Aizawa's, no, yes, All Might's, All Might's, All Might's, like, back immediately out of nowhere and says, "Well, I have a proposal for you." And Michiko says, "Where do you come from?" "Oh, you're mice. Time for dinner." And as we begin to get scared and like hides behind All Might says, I'm not a I'm not a normal mice. I'm a human that has a quirk mice." And Deku says, "Oh, sorry. I thought you were like a quirk, a mice that has a quirk." And Nestle says, "Well, apology is accepted." And so, where did you get this power? And Deku begins to explain how he got it. and how he knows about the creature and what it does. No, I mean, yes. So yes, and I'm gonna say like he's half, no, like 1% portion of the blood of him, just 1%, because remember that her wife left her and she was pregnant, and she left off her baby with him. So yeah, and she still had a little bit of blood in herself, so thanks to that, Izuku now is inherited then. And it is a maniac now. Yep. And so says, oh, so you're a I mean, we are a far, very far branch of our family, right? And she begins to say, how did you know? And what do you mean we're not? And Ichigo begins to explain of how he knew and why he's only 1% blood. Blood of him. And she says, oh, damn it. And she said that online, and without her noticing. And she thought she was saying that in her mind, saying, damn it, he was hot. And he he heard that and was blushing crazily, and is going to say like, no. Well, since that's done, like you join UA since you're of legal age, and let's say like Katsuki was looking for him his entire life. Yes, because he cared for him and he didn't knew where he went. Her mom went to jail because she said, "Who's Izuku?" And they felt like, where did you drop him off? And she didn't say nothing. And like, so you're not denying it. And immediately cops pull off and grabs Inko and takes her to the judge. And she was sent to prison for like 10 years. Yes, that's a long. Only 1 year before Izuku attacked the city. Yes. And let's just say like she was she was part of the victim, so yes, I'm gonna do that. So yeah. And Izuku said, really? Because I need a lot of people. And Nisa said, as long as you join UA, we won't mind. And Izuku says, very well, as long as I join. And shakes the hand of Nesu, saying, fluffy. And Nesu says, thanks. And there's where I'm gonna leave it off. Cliffhanger jutsu. So yes, I'm sorry if this was short or long. I don't care. Yes, this is gonna be a series because I love it. Yes, and so on. Goodbye, my Tree Nation. And just tell me in the comments what you think of this story, please. I beg of you. So yes, tomorrow will be the day I will make a gameplay. So yes, after this will be a gameplay. So you have to wait. Sorry. And a couple of days I may not do what ifs because my mind is being blocked. But I can make this 2 series as long as they're different. If they're the same, my mind is gonna be fried. So yeah. After the gameplay, you're gonna think of the other one of, the 11 monsters. Leave a suggestion on who it should be, because I have only one person in mind, and you may know who it is. One thing, revel in the dark. You know who reference I'm doing right now. So yes, just comment down below who you think it is, or who do you want to be a guy who's riding a monster. So yeah. Please, please. Goodbye, my fellow Tree Nation.